Because now you stay on the outside of the black line and you're fine. So if you want to start rough cutting on Delta,
and I gave myself a bit extra.
Yep, and then you can you can contour the rest in the way you want them.
So how much? 80 grit? Go for it.
No, I'm trying. It should be. It should be good now. Oh, thank God. Okay. So
Is the link the same?
I don't know. I just had to. I just restarted it. So that is frustrating.
Are we okay?
We're back on. I had to restart it
Okay.
because it froze.
You want me to do a quick? Hey guys, sorry about that. Thanks for coming back.
It's already running.
Okay.
So if you want to take it for a second, so I can actually.
Yeah. Hey there, guys. Sorry about that. We're getting used to this new camera, so thanks for hanging with us here.
But it's sure to include a little of that towel.
Your little fuzzy handle. What grid are you using to start hogging that down?
Not 120.
No. You're gonna rough cut the pins on the portaband?
I did already.
Did you? Okay. Well, let me see once here. Oh, okay. Cool. Cool. Good gods, man. It's like a mosaic pin of handles.
No, right?
I honestly expect you to use more pins, though. I'm a little disappointed. Looks like Scott's prepping for his next set.
Be careful because you're going to get that right here.
Howdy, guys. Still working through some of the kinks here in this webcam situation. So 1 hour left. We're sitting and finishing their handles. Yep. Getting ready. Getting dusty in here. I just don't want to have to hold this and that. Just make sure that don't touch the red button.
I'll push the regular pin.
Yeah. Yeah, I know how. I know how. It's not, that's not the issue. I just don't want to do anything with it right now because anytime I get off that screen, it fucking turns the light off. So yeah, no, I know. I didn't think that would be a thing because I have something running. It's like, you have a YouTube video running in the background or something, it doesn't shut itself off. So I thought with the camera app running, it wouldn't shut off, but it just does whatever the fuck it wants. That does. It smells like burning. Look at that power stand. Oh! You like that? No. You like that? You want some of this? mix of burning plastic and but
So the foliar is like that, right? This should be, I think there should be asthma around it. That's your, right here. Yep.
you know what, I actually can do this because I gotta be able to keep an eye. I can't see what I can see
Okay,
on this one. It's fine. I'll just leave it here and keep an eye on it.
Fine, let me know if you can get it out.
Yeah, if you see it start going black, just
Touch it, I'll just over touch the screen.
sorry.
50 minutes! 50 minutes!
Stop it. There we go.
Get down there, guys! Get real!
That's turning into a handle real fast.
There's the handle.
We're in the final hour of our Force and Fire contest, and we are now at the grinding of the handles and the final fit and finish. It is not about who finishes first, but who lays it up there.
All you did is that. Yeah, I did have enough.
Oh my God,
We're going
now.
through. Oh, yeah, that's good. You know that we're absolutely going to be checking your Mikasa headphones, though, right? Oh, yeah.
All right, so your next step, cut the pins on the bandsaw? Yep. All right. We're down to the final here. Good catch. I think everyone just went, whoa!
time I have Doug TV. Hey, it's Doug TV. Yeah, your dumpster up here. The other morning.
Got a handle, guys. We have a handle. Oh, good lord! That's your second standing belt necklace, huh? That startled me. That hit me face a little bit, but it's okay. Got another necklace, Wallace.
Hey! Holy cow!
Ribbon.
Look at the cat. Hey! Hey, for once it wasn't me.
Ooh, that is warm.
Right? That worked out.
I said it's polka dotted.
It is.
You got some little
Got some goobers. Some gooby goobers.
holes, big old goober. Like that. Had to wipe the camera off. There was a bunch of dust all over it.
I can blow it off there.
Oh, I just wiped it off.
Okay. You got the canned air back there too. Good.
I'm gonna go back over there. Hopefully Scott doesn't try to assault me with a sanding belt again.
You do. Freaking Scotland.
I'm hiding behind the other sanding machine because, you know.
Let me grab the fire over there. This is actually yours. I just put 2 points out there, guys. We're down to 40 minutes. That's
Okay.
almost going to be a half hour.
Better be putting a fine
If it's
point
only
on
like
it.
15 minutes, you're almost done.
Basically, you guys should just finish already, right?
If you guys just want to give up right now, that's
That's
fine.
in the air right now. Dangerous to be this close to Scott. Things you do. Dan makes him scream and Scott breaks him.
Oh.
What'd you do with it, man?
What'd you do? Turn it on?
Dan.
Oh, what happened?
Yup.
Chuck,
Yup.
I won't just. Hold on. Let's grab it. Oh. You used it. That's because it got probably got turned on. There. Hold on.
Technical difficulties. Dan's over here sabotaging by breaking machines.
Tell me that's not starting.
Well, it's a nice. I'm like it does. It looks polka dotted.
Like a handle now. Almost there. pretty good.
I just got to put a swedge on it now.
That's all you gotta do. Actually, so. We get the rubberized wheels and stuff for the small one. Not a grip to make hamburger. You okay, good?
Oh, my back hurts.
You want the back where you think you can still do it, Bob?
Oh, no, that's, yeah. That's,
I think I'm gonna let your mom buy me some mats.
Yeah.
This is one more thing to move and clear. How you liking the camera?
I like the camera. I'm actually finding in certain spots I don't really have the waves as much as others. So I'm trying to figure out which of these lights affect it the most.
We have a mix of the LED and the fluorescent, the top one. You and I can do a test here later where I just turn on the fluorescent and then turn on the LED and see which one it does it with. How are we doing, Scott? Good. I'm gonna get the rubber wheels out and test them by the small wheels. So we don't want to double check here. Start looking at the other side, not the left side, and figure out where it can jump it. Outside today, because we will
Time check.
30 minutes. 35 minutes. 35 minutes.
Half hour.
Start getting the edge on your blades soon. Oh, there's a fan there.
I brought both rooms. I got in your way. Okay, so look at that. Yeah, that's what you guys are. You obviously saw that.
You good, Dan?
I'm good. Make sure that you don't put anything with it. And the rubber wheels are over by here now. All three of them.
Sanding the handle, I'm assuming, yeah?
Sanding the handle.
Making them a little bit smoother, a little bit more comfortable.
Sanding the handle.
Ooh, good call.
Great.
There we go.
How do you feel about it?
Well, I like the slow, I like the medium fast. I feel like it's gonna be cutting pretty hard with it. I think the retention's pretty decent on it.
You guys want to go have a step outside moment real quick?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We'll give them a little peace of mind.
Yeah, peace of mind. That's definitely what that is.
I will give them a piece of my mind.
Peace of yours. Yeah. Make sure they don't cheat. You guys are in charge. All right.
Hey, hey.
So, how do we feel?
I think it's going to come down to the wire today. Actually, I'm really happy that we threw the curve at them today, and I feel like they're a little bit more, what's the word, motivated
Yeah.
today. We're going right down to the wire today. We got we have a half hour left, and they are still rough profiling their handles, so this should be interesting. So I like what I'm seeing, though. I think Dan's handle is rather interesting.
It's polka dotted.
It's polka dot. Yeah, I'm liking it. I love that they really did some major grinding work today with getting that distal taper in there. Good flat grinds.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
What's just handling Scott's blade for a second there? I was worried about the retention for it, especially if I'm going to be doing a big heavy swing on it. With where it's at on the swell right now, it actually felt pretty decent, and it looked like he bumped that back piece down just a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of do like a faux flange or whatever.
Yeah. Actually, I actually watched him take those notes and then remove some of that little scale off the back end by the pinky a little bit per our discussion yesterday. So that was good to see.
So it actually feels a lot better.
Yeah.
I have much more faith in its retention.
Yeah. It's kind of fun to watch both of their thought processes when we started the day, where Dan went right to the handles and Scott went right to the bevel grinding.
Yeah.
So I think both of them had a plan after they found out and adapted, and we're gonna see it. So I think it's gonna come right down to the wire, though. I'm really curious to see how much finish work they get done on their handles now. Is it gonna be 120 grit, or is it gonna be something that's a little bit more burnished and polished and finished?
How much longer do you think that they should not waste, but how much longer do you think they should take on their handles before they move to making sure that they have
An edge. Yeah.
on their blade?
I would say they should.
Just you got 10 minutes of taking tape off.
Yep. I would say I'd leave at least 10 minutes to make sure they got their edge. So they probably have another 20 minutes of handle work. If I were doing it, I'd want to probably wrap whatever I was doing with 10 minutes to spare for the edge. And then I would go at the edge with like a 120 used, and then do my refinement belts from there, because that 120 used is going to get them that edge a lot quicker than like a 220, but it's going to not superheat the blade either. So
Yes.
it'd suck at this point to be sharpening it and then have color change on the edge.
Yeah.
That would absolutely break my heart.
It would. But probably not this is hard.
Yeah, and then we're going to try and break them anyway. So.
And for those of you who have not seen, I'm sure we've been talking about it for a while. This is our log chop.
I don't know. We're gonna be close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
These are each of the bamboo bunches. This is the baton that they're going to be using for those two logs right there. This is the pool noodles.
4 cuts.
4 cuts.
And this is where we will have the water bottles. And this is sized perfectly to fit 10 water bottles in between each of those little slabs of wood there. So, and they won't be taped down or anything like that. So it's just going to be free. And then other than that, we have the meat or the kill test.
Yeah,
And
we have, which is going to be chickenses, which I'm going to bash through. And then we have 2 giant roasts that Wallace is going to slice and dice for you.
Yeah. The swine's for you guys. It's all for you.
So yeah, let's go ahead and let's
Head
in
back
this
down?
final bit. Let's
Yeah.
head back down.
go right ahead.
This is actually kind of fun to play with.
Oh.
All right. When we come back to what grade are you at?
220.
220. And Scott is over here on the small wheel.
You can also do that one on a 10-inch wheel, and it won't side to side track as much. FYI. Deanna, how's it going? Good. Yeah, you are moving.
Well, I'm gonna leave it at 220.
Yeah?
What are you moving down to?
All right, you gonna get any burnishing done on that, you think?
What grade are you at, Scott?
20.
220.
40. All right.
40?
What's your plan for sharpening? 40.
One of those two.
120 fit on the 2x72, and then
But we're getting really close here, guys. Pretty much
How much time
Neck
do you
and
gotta
neck.
give yourself for sharpening?
at least 20 minutes.
You guys 20 minutes?
got
If I can go back to this
28 minutes left.
after I've sharpened,
Yeah?
if I have time.
Gotcha, okay. So you're gonna worry about getting the edge on it, and then if you have time to fit and finish, you're gonna work on that.
Right.
Okay, got ya. Scott. How much finish would you think you're gonna get out of that blade?
I don't know yet.
Find out in there, yeah.
Probably not much more than this.
Yeah? What's your plan for sharpening?
Get it sharp.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Man of many words.
So, yeah, instead of use 220 to start with sharpening it, use 120. Use 120. Yep, and then do it.
And then go through it finding.
Did it just start raining? Yeah, we were just outside and saw it really overcast and windy, so I am not surprised that it is raining. Yeah. Dad, I'm feeling Red Bull. And he is pulling the tape off of my blade. You know, I can totally see that. There have been plenty of times where we've been talking to Scott, and it's like, I don't even know that he even heard what we just said. Like, and they'll be like, Scott, and we're like, what? Laura, your wife just said, tell me about how much that costs. Half the time you can't hear me.
The other half I pretend to not hear. Oh, did I say that out loud? Love you, honey. That's because he has Alexa set to his hearing aids. He says, Alexa, cancel hearing.
Where did these go? I don't know.
I don't know.
Everything is gone.
I checked Dan's.
This is not mine. This is not mine. This is mine. Maybe I left it upstairs.
It's possible.
This is my inhaler. I can move this out of the way. Yeah, and it's not even real structural. I must have left it upstairs when I went to go do the meat. It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. Less than 25 minutes. Mango something. Mango dragon fruit or something. Here, you like this back? I don't have pockets. That's why. Shiny. Yar.
I heard you say it was raining.
Jordan's. Oh.
My window was down. Oh, geez.
Is it raining a little bit? You look a little wet.
Lord.
Did it start pouring?
Yeah, I heard her say that it was raining, and I'm like, shit, my window's down.
Oh boy. Hopefully your mom's windows are up.
Yeah, I checked everybody else.
So I'm just creating a couple of safety straps here, one for each blade, so that we can put them through the lanyard tubes that we had them put on there. And then we can wind it up so when we go to grab it, it's not going to come out of our hands and go flying accidentally. So, safety first.
That is the reason for the required 2 pins.
Yep, exactly.
One is for stability,
Yep,
and then the other also for this exact purpose.
exactly.
Because nobody wants to have their hands slip off or down a blade or throw a blade on accident.
Definitely add a degree of drama.
Lori says, I heard there was a bad storm over there. A tree just went down at a friend's place. Hope we're all safe. We are all safe currently.
Absolutely.
And that only counts, Lori, until that one and the other one get a hold of the knives. And then there's no accounting for safety anymore.
I resemble that remark. After we're done with it, don't want to have them upstairs and go wash up and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And then
We'll do some dressing down
deliberate
here.
down here, for
Yeah.
sure. Would you let Wallace know?
Thank you, sir.
So after the time that's not like I said, then I'll see if I know about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready to go tonight.
You got the bird?
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. All right, strop it really good. All right. And yeah, you're great.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Stop moving on the edge.
Okay, good. Good.
On edge.
Yep. So what I would then use is probably
First edge.
right here. This done.
Stop moving on there.
Okay.
Yeah, you think he got his first little thing in there? Scott or Dan's over here still peeling tape.
Oh my God!
Give him 10 minutes for tape peeling.
20 minutes left. 20 minutes. I don't like this tape very much.
Aww. Children, listen, this is what happens when you turn your back for 2 seconds.
Hey, Chuck. Did that belt up here? Yeah. This one? No. No.
What happens? You turn your back for 2 seconds and these guys are...
Kids. I didn't have to put me in the corner.
You excited for testing?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna break some shit.
Yeah?
Absolutely gonna break some shit.
Definitely gonna break something, that's for sure.
Yep.
So that's the idea right there.
So there we go. So wind it up to the point where we can grab it comfortably, and now it ain't
I don't
coming
feel
out
safe here.
anymore.
I don't feel safe here.
Yep, so this is the B-blade, guys, the one you guys all voted on. We did some torture testing with it last night, just kind of practice, and so much fun. So much fun. So, yeah, Wallace. Good to go. Perfect. We got one made for each of the blades.
You ready?
I'm ready. Ready to break some blades.
We're gonna break some shit.
Okay, there it goes again, trying to burn us down.
'I'm gonna start cleaning up this trace and we're gonna change the blade.
Trying to make sure he gets a nice fine clean on that. Nice sharp edge.
$15 minutes.
Just getting the very cleaned up to the stage.
Oh, I was looking at the comment.
You don't know what to do.
You're good. Just letting us watch you. With his tip. All in the hip. All in the hip.
You listen to the instructions.
220. Yeah, it just kind of depends. Okay, time check.
Time
We
check.
are at 15 minutes.
Coming at the 15 exactly in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
15 minutes left.
15 exactly. Just keep saying the time so that we can verify them.
That's what I do. That's what I live for.
Go real close to his ear and go, 15 minutes left. I will tell you, my hands are tired. Boom, boom.
It's not too bad. Definitely could be much harder.
Did you check to make sure you're still in parameters with everything?
Because there's nothing I can do about it now.
The handle came out actually pretty.
Right? Yeah. Not too bad. I will do more work on the handle if I get this sharper.
Okay. Keep stepping on this pile of stuff. Very confusing.
13 minutes. Get down there.
Sorry,
No
darling.
pressure.
Move.
No pressure. Okay, yeah,
Trying to move it out of the way. Make sure everybody's got room. Jeremy says, looking good, Dan.
Thank you, Jeremy. First place loser.
First place loser, right?
Feeling good, Jeremy. Feeling good.
What are you doing right now?
So I'm sharpening
Well, obviously.
on stone. So
Thanks.
this is 324 grit, and we will take it through to 1,000 grit.
focusing on this area, not the ring.
But at this point, I want to make sure I don't mess it up.
Well, at least making sure it's sharp is a good part of that.
I want to bump that down a little bit. I mean, it's a point. Yeah. So, it's up to you.
Jeremy says, second place, Scott. Yours is okay too. Both knives look good. Look great though.
Yeah. Ooh, Scott's going for some more finish. I like it.
Can I have you plug this in? It's only at 2 minutes. I'm gonna have to put my phone through.
Time? We have
11 minutes. 11 minutes. Can you take that for just a sec?
Yep,
So I can
you got
put
it.
this in.
We're in the fitness here. Let's wait.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Steel wool. Yeah.
Steel wool is going to be right up here.
just gonna see how sick I can make everybody with my camera work here. So what you doing there, Danapin?
This is 1000 grit diamond stone, and I like doing it like this because there's no way to overheat the edge, and you can often get a much finer edge on it with this.
A finer edge for me to bash off?
A finer edge for you to bash off.
There we go. Get it pointed back up at your face.
And that's pretty darn sharp.
Pretty darn sharp. You gonna arm hair test it?
Nope. I'm gonna strap it. It's mostly fit leather. Yeah, it's leather with a diamond compound that I think 3 microns.
Yeah.
So it should break off that.
That takes off any burrs.
That takes off that little burr.
Right.
Not that I really care about getting the burr off for this test. But
Should I have what? 9 minutes left.
Yeah, Scott's working right down to the wire. Right down to the wire. It's time for me to taunt some more. Oh my god, he did it! Yeah! I'm gonna break everything!
Why don't you have a seat? Stop moving. Let him finish up. Let me have room to move around. And Dad can just stare at the clock and count down.
The 2-minute warning here. Polish your handle.
that is not as sharp as I want it to be. But it's done as good.
Are we ready?
Oh yeah, 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Looks like this one's going right down to the wire.
Yeah.
Make sure those handles are tight. Make sure those edges are sharp. Woo! No pressure.
No pressure. The more I play with this, the more I like.
Yes, you are correct. Chucky is looking forward to bashing some metal. So you all should be afraid. But I don't know, worry if you saw Wallace over here dancing a minute ago about breaking stuff. So
Yeah. I am so looking forward to breaking stuff. Woo!
2 days of watching.
What's that?
I said after 2 days of watching, yeah.
Yeah. It's like they've been making things just so I can break them.
They're very
I
kind
love
to
that.
them. They're very, very kind gentlemen.
We do it for you.
Oh my god, that handle is beautiful. That's my favorite handle. I like the idea of Dan's handle, but I think I like.
Being a brighter color.
Of course
too,
you
so
do.
that-
It's
Oh,
salted maple.
that and tamarind.
Yep.
I know. Beautiful. Oh, Jamie's watching.
Is 5 minutes 45 seconds left.
Say hi, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie. Why aren't you here, young man?
I think today is like the first day in a long time the conditioning leather was actually correct.
Yeah, it's been changing. I think every day.
Right around the 5 o'clock time.
Yeah, they said late afternoon.
I was hoping like everything else would be pushed out like several hours.
It was nice for a
Double checking parameters.
It was nice for a
Scott is dancing.
We are
Santa
under-
Claus is dancing.
That's his happy dance.
You know,
We are under 5 minutes, guys.
you know what's really wild? It's actually,
Beautiful.
you're going right down to the last minute.
Yep.
So the time frame for everything to be completed.
Wonderful.
I mean,
Look
you
at that.
got that spot on as far as the time frame
I think the last thing I do is probably acetone the blade off, clean it up, and get ready for presentation. That was great.
Come on.
You alright?
Yeah.
Staying stuck. Oh, there we go.
Don't break it now, Dan.
Final checks, guys. Final checks. 4 minutes left. Any last minute crimping you need to do?
Oh, where's the timer?
3:43.
Beautiful.
Does it look like I need to bring this down a little?
Yes.
Right here.
Just a little bit. That's
Do you want to have them set it somewhere specific when they're finished?
Oh, we were gonna
Just throw it.
chop it into a log or something.
When you guys are done, go ahead and set it in the blade stand on the bench. That's how I did it. What's that?
All right. Set that up. That will be where Dan.
3 minutes.
I was gonna say, let's get your thing here too. And
Circuitry.
our first blade is done. Get the knee blade out of the background. I am a big fan of this handle. Steve Perry says, I'm not sure I want to watch the part that comes next where the evil judges tackle and try to break shit.
I responded.
What did you say?
I'm gonna break me some blades.
Lori says, nice blades.
Breaking time. Breaking time.
2 minutes. 2 minutos.
Right, Jeff?
El Tumo Minuto.
Thank you. Look at him, too.
Scott has set his
One
blade
last chance.
down.
You done?
Yeah, he's
One
done.
last chance.
And
Put
Dan
your-
is on the buffer.
Put your
Trying to get those extra style points.
put your blade over here in front of your thing.
1 minute, 20 seconds. Dan's gonna be working right up to the timer.
Scott doesn't have to. Scott's already done.
Classic Dan.
Classic Dan.
And Scott is taking pictures before I destroy his blade. That is wise.
Dad, is there any way you could clean
Yep,
this
that's what
stuff
I'm
up?
going to do next.
That is a good
All right.
idea. Let me get a picture real quick, Lola. For you guys. Go cheer to demolish first.
Well, we got that up on the-
I now present to you first place loser.
First place loser. Second place Scott and first place loser, right? That's what they've been called all day. Lori says, remember how the blades look now, guys. It's going to change soon.
No, it's not.
Is that my wife?
No, that's Lori.
Oh, Lordy.
What about
Yeah.
else? All right, so I am.
You won't even be able to tell the difference.
There we go.
Just gotta stop walking by my blade.
How much left?
On the way.
10 seconds, Dan. 10 seconds.
9, 8, 7, 6,
I think he's counting a little fast.
4, 3.
2, 1. Blades down.
At the very last second. All right.
Great work today. All right, so we're gonna send you guys up to go ahead and get cleaned up.
Let's have them show me your blades. Put them in your hands. Let me see them.
Yep.
And then sword fight each other.
Let the kill
All
test
right.
begin.
Dan,
Go.
tell me about your knife a little bit.
So what I wanted to do was with the chopping tests, I wanted to have a nice thick belly in here, and I wanted to spread a little bit of this oil around a little bit here. So I wanted to have a thick belly, but I wanted to take some weight off of it, and that's why I did this slight recurve here. I've never done a hand and a half handle before, and I really wanted to do a hand and a half, and I also felt like it would pull the balance back, not as far as I had hoped. I was hoping it'd be at the finger well,
Stick it down, man.
but it's pretty close. So
Very down.
I wanted this
Trying to keep-
grip for swinging, and this grip for a little bit more fine work.
Tell me about your handle a little bit. What did you make it out of?
So I made the handle out of ironwood and acrylic. My plan actually was to have the ironwood down here to act as a little heavier counterweight, but the scale wasn't wide enough from side to side. So I ended up having to reverse it and do it this way. My hope was that the extra pins would pull the weight back a little bit, but like I said, not too bad.
So you got
Pretty close.
green liners
Pretty
in
close.
there. You got your lanyard tube. All right. You all
So,
set? Nothing else?
There we go. That's it.
All right. Scott,
Scott, talk to
let's hear about the first place blade. I mean,
What more is there to say?
tell me about your knife a little bit.
Well, the only goal was to beat Dan. The handle was a little challenge. This is the first time I've done that, but I thought I'm not going to go easy with just two materials, so I had to do a liner between there and there, so double liner. So yeah, that was
And that was Spalted
malted
Maple.
maple and
Tasmanian Blackwood.
Yep.
Nice.
And then you have the red spacer and a black liner.
black liner.
Yeah. And then
Red to make it pop, black to kind of set off the colors.
Beautiful.
I like the colors in the wood. So
Hold it out even for me, Scott, and get a nice picture of it.
the mic really sounds
I don't really care about
Dan,
what Scott has to say.
shut
so
up. I will throw your knife now. All right. Anything else about
Roll
your
it, you
knife?
better move.
Because you've been throwing
All right,
belts at me.
guys. So
So
here's what we're gonna do. Wallace and I are gonna deliberate. Once you guys go get cleaned up, then we'll get set up for the kill tests and other tests. All right, guys.
I'm gonna wipe some of that off.
Here, let's take
Some of that off. I'm gonna actually have you guys sit over there because the view is not gonna be as wobbly.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely.
That's Mom, by the way.
This is the matriarch of Clan Pippin. Now it's time to pay the piper. Yeah. All right. We're gonna be right out.
You get it.
And now we wait.
Okay. So let's go ahead and grab why don't you grab whatever blade you want first there, Wallace.
Why do you guys want to do the parameter stuff over here first?
Okay.
Do the parameter stuff here first, and then we'll have you bring them
I'll
over.
send you upstairs too. All right. So
Everybody, or
no.
just okay?
Okay. So
Can you close the door, please? Thank you.
actually, we can turn this off now too.
Oh yeah, we can turn the fan off. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, thanks. Cue Jeopardy theme.
Okay. So let's go ahead and look at the overall length.
Well,
here.
let's remind everybody what the parameters were.
All right, so the parameters were 16 to 18 inch overall length. We went then to an 11 to 12 inch edge,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to have 2 pins minimum. One had to be a lanyard tube for the safety strap. Okay, so looking at Scott's blade here, I see an overall length of it's about 17 and a quarter, 17 and a half. Is that what you're seeing, Wallace?
It's looking like 17 and a half ish.
Okay, and then the edge, we're measuring from tip to ricasso. He is coming in at...
It's really hard to see because that LED stuff.
Yeah, he's coming at Joe 11 and an eighth.
Ooh, so
Wow.
So he did
Just
lose some
by-
of that the
Yeah.
tip there. Yep.
Yeah.
all right.
All right. So
Other than that, it has the pins
yep, we have the pins here. I'm looking here, and everything feels actually really
and
solid
the
right
compound
now.
handle works for you.
Yeah. Yep. And actually did a really nice job of lining everything up.
See a tiny space.
There's a gap there, but that's actually filled. That's not actually a void. He filled that with epoxy, it feels like. Yep. So I don't see anything that's glaring. Oh, we got a little bit of an edge there. We'll have to watch that during the test, see if it loosens up at all. But yeah, I'm impressed.
All right, and so for
So we are. So that's gonna be 16 to there.
we'll use
Here.
the 18.
Use that one.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
There we go. So we are at 17 and a half, I would say.
Okay. All right.
From
About there?
the notch, actually, it's
Yeah, it has to be the
here.
notch.
So right there.
Oh,
too.
17 and 3/4.
Yep.
Okay. What about the edge itself? You got to remember looking for that first gradation.
Woo! Woo! He's just at 11.
All right, we'll give it to him.
Right
You are
there.
He's like
Screaming
right
at 11.
there, screaming.
Oh, good. Yeah, if he had lost anything else, he'd be
Yeah.
under
Yesterday he was at what, 11 and a quarter,
11 and 8.
11 and an eighth.
Yeah.
So he definitely lost a little bit.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wait. Oh,
How did the handle set?
That's filled. Oh, that's not
No,
filled in.
he filled that in a little bit. There's a little bit of a gap there.
Right here, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're gonna have to watch that when it comes up. Everything else, other than that spot, though, it feels like it's filled. I don't feel a gap there. It looks like there's a gap. I think that's actually floating epoxy. I think that's just a buffer there.
Yeah, that's epoxy.
That right there concerns
That
me
too.
right there. There's a little bit of a split there,
Yeah.
but the one inside it there actually is filled.
Okay.
But
But he has a ton of pens, too. So.
I don't think he has enough pins. No.
All right, you guys want to sit,
Freaking acne.
Gonna use at
and
least 3 more.
talk about, or come over and talk about the blades? Are you guys gonna leave them, or?
I'm good with that now. So I think today went actually. I think this round went really well. I think adding the twist was definitely a great thing, and it brought them right down to the wire. So that was really good.
I think it definitely exposed their problem-solving skills too, especially with Dan, because he did have to fight to get those handles on, get the handles put together quite a bit longer. Had he not had to deal with that, he probably wouldn't have had. He would have had way more time towards the end because you could tell he was rushing for the last second.
I think it's going to come down to honestly. I think it's going to come down to fit and finish on this.
Yeah.
I really do.
Is there anything in particular that like stands out that you might be concerned about either blade?
The tips on both of them, especially when it comes to the fire log test. That's my biggest
Yeah.
concern right now. Is that I almost hate to do it. No, I don't. I lied. I'm looking forward to it.
Anything glaring about the handles at all? Or
No, other than the gaps we talked about,
Yeah.
I think we're good. And it's really just gonna be how they handle the impact.
Yeah.
You know, and I think being that they're full tank, they'll probably buffer some of that as opposed to being a hidden tank or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking forward to getting into it. Shall we get into the test?
Well, it's just crazy how close we were, how close he was to
Yeah.
not even meeting specs.
Right.
And that was, that was a worry kind of towards
Yeah.
first part of the day, right? Because he had so thin, and I wasn't expecting him to lose as much as he did post tempering.
And Scott's actually brought his down by a good 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch from yesterday.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get our sheet. Let's get the blades and.
So how are we thinking? How are we sitting so far on one way or the other? Do we have?
I don't. Honestly,
I
right
can't
now
call
it's 50-50 right now. Yeah,
You guys are literally the worst.
I know.
I can't call it.
So we're right through here, and then we're just going to come back through.
The end of this, there's not actually going to be a winner. They're just going to be like, everybody had fun, and that's the moral of the story.
Participation trophies, guys.
That's right.
You people.
Okay, yep, that's it. All right, so let's go ahead and bring these up, and we'll get set up for the. I think we're doing the sharpness test. No, we're doing the
Log chop, right?
log chop. Yeah,
Did
we're
you
doing the
guys
sharpness test first.
want me to give you a minute for that?
Yeah. Let's
Okay,
get set
so
up.
I was going to say, do you want to have me talk to Scott and Dan?
Yeah. Actually, I'd love to have you talk to them and see how they felt about it. Yeah.
You want to have them come down here real quick?
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay, thank you. Do 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 do. We're waiting. So if you guys have any questions, anybody that's here has any questions about the process of making the knives or how they felt about it or anything like that, like, please feel free to drop in. And so they took the blades upstairs.
Well, I wanted my blade.
No,
I wanted
no.
my blade.
Well, you're here first.
Well,
You can't have it.
yeah.
You
I'll
can't.
Just, I'll
You
just,
you can't have it. Dan, you can't have it.
yeah. I'll just take one of these.
So how did today go for you?
It was much more crazy than yesterday. All those pins were dumb, and that portion of the handle that was sticking out, that was not the plan. That was not cool. Yeah, I skipped a bunch of belts. So in the sanding ladder, I went from 36 to 120, 120 to 400, blue Scotch Brite, then 800, then gray Scotch Brite, then 1,000. So I kind of skipped all around trying to. I knew it didn't really matter if it performed well. That was the real thing that I wanted to do was getting it to perform well. But yeah, the I only got the handle to like 400, then I sandpapered it, then I hit it on the buffer for like 2 seconds. But
How'd you feel about the compound handle twist?
I was planning on doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Honestly, so that didn't really affect me much because I was planning on it, and I think the key for me was that because I had thought about it previously, I knew that I would have to get it glued to the liner material before I went back and started on my bevel, because that would have to dry, and then I'd go back and forth. So, yeah, where's Scott? Wasn't he just here?
The steel that you guys used was
Yeah.
what kind? 5200?
1084.
1084.
Yeah, it's 1084 is a little more forgiving.
Steep Perry asks.
Yeah, it's a little more forgiving if you're going to heat treat in the forge instead of the kiln. The kiln we can get to a really, really exact, precise temperature, so we can get the exact performance that we want. But since we were doing the heat treat from the forge, we wanted to do 1084. Chuck wanted to do 1084 to make sure that it was a good heat treat. But yeah, normally, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't normally make a blade this way. Normally, my grinds would be a lot smoother. I knew I just didn't have time to spend on that kind of stuff, so I made it as good as I kind of hoped it would be. And then the 11-inch blade, that was a struggle the whole time. I knew I couldn't lose any my tip material, so I had to make sure I retained as much of that tip as I could, so I didn't end up with a less than 11-inch blade. So, yeah.
Scott was in and now he's out. And
Scott!
Ooh,
Scott!
I wish I didn't have to hear that.
Yeah, right. Let's see how my. We'll just take. Oh, that's not
Look, it's already almost
good.
healed.
Look at that.
So, how did you feel about today? How did it go for you?
It went good.
Yeah.
It went good. A little bit of pressure today compared to yesterday.
How was the compound handle twist for you?
Actually, it was pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your first time doing one?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
done liners before, but not that complex.
Mm-hmm. So how was there anything like difficult or anything that came up throughout the process or
Difficult? No. Challenging? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the grinding today, I started off on too high of grit.
Yeah.
Sandpaper kind of slowed me down, but
Let's say it did seem like you were
It
sitting
did.
over on that one for a
Yeah.
long time.
yeah. Well, I'm used to making a knife and being perfectionist.
Trying to make sure nobody's popping in. So is there anything that you would change, you think, if you had to do this over again? No?
No. Ask me here in a little bit.
I know I would use.
Depends on how
I would
you
use
want.
less pins.
Yeah, less
I would
pins,
probably
maybe?
use
Maybe
less
like one or
pins.
two
Maybe
less.
like one or two less.
The only thing I would have changed is change to the 80 grit sandpaper sooner today than what I did.
Yeah.
I was trying to be
I didn't-
perfectionist and just trying
Yeah.
to keep the heat on, but it slowed me down.
I started at the 120. And
I started at 80.
Yeah.
Or no, 120. Yeah. Then I had to
go
back down to
60.
80.
Okay,
Yeah.
I went down to back down
Yeah.
to 60, and I got two or
Shoot, I think I
three.
spent like an hour on one side.
I got 2 or 3 really good gouges
Yeah.
in mine because I was using the edge of the flat, and I just couldn't grind those gouges out. You know?
Is there a test in specific you guys are worried about at all?
I'm worried about the baton and the long chop. Those
Baton
are
and the long
probably.
chop.
Which was at the top.
That's the one where they take it and they cut a log in half long ways with it.
Yeah,
by
stand
hitting
it up,
something
and
on
then they
top
put
of
them,
it.
like, if they're the knife like that, the log's going to be like this, and then they're going to take a mallet or a big
Yeah.
stick
So what
and
happens?
beat the top part so
Yeah.
that it pushes it through.
I guess I didn't see
So
that.
you've
And
got-
then there's a
When
stab.
did that show up?
you have upward
When did that
pressure
show
here.
up? Wait a minute,
been like
I'm gonna
this the
protest
whole
that.
time.
Right?
This is where's the
No.
list of
Essentially,
yes.
what
They
you're
took it
doing
with
is
them. They took it with
The
Wait,
blade
I'm gonna
desperately
protest.
wants to do that.
Wait,
Right?
them.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
mean,
Oh,
they
took
should
it.
be. They took they took it. I was gonna say they should be ready if you guys are.
Oh, do we want to go back?
Did you wanna go back
hold on a
upstairs?
minute. We're gonna take a look at this. That's
Oh, it's on there, sir.
it's not on the test.
It is.
No, he's gonna show me. That was not on the test.
It's on there. Do you need help with
Don't-
anything here?
No, actually, I think I can just leave everything up here. All right.
Where's that printed list?
They took it upstairs.
They have it up there.
They have it upstairs. All right. So we're gonna go up. Pardon while I have to make my way through here.
Where's this printed list here? Right there.
Laura wants to know where your glasses are, Scott. I just reading what your wife said. Don't look at me like that.
Don't look at me while I'm reading.
I'm sorry, I forgot to print the pictures one up for you.
Fire log baton, 4 strikes. 4 strikes. Yeah.
Are you nervous?
Hold on.
Where's everybody else?
That's the one I was most worried about.
They're not.
too.
Are they coming down?
What's that?
Mom and everybody else coming down?
I don't know. I'm checking.
I don't know if they're.
I missed the valid part.
If they're gonna do the.
Yeah, I saw that one.
It is what it is.
I saw that one late in the game. I was like, oh, that's not good.
Okay, so it looks like I'm. Walls are starting.
So I only see one line.
Yeah,
Yours is first.
Is mine first? There's those two right there. Those are the two.
Yep.
I thought it was this
Hey,
chop.
Kira.
Yeah.
So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the 2
Can I
chops
just have
and
you-
then the baton.
Hold on to that and then tell me if anybody new comments.
We're gonna do the two chops and then the baton. But I'm gonna have it spin 180 for the for these so that we can face this way.
For sure.
Wallace is
Closing that for
grabbing
me.
me a bottle.
Yeah, I was just
and then from there we'll clear this out there, and then we'll set up for the kill test.
Mhm.
And then put the tarp right over here for the kill test.
It might be a little slow right now because of the.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So after we're gonna do all the chops first. So we'll do the four chops, and then we'll rotate.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna rotate so we're facing the audience still.
Okay. So let's chop on that side.
No. No.
You
No.
have to rotate when you-
No.
Hold that right. Let's wait till after the test though.
You can tell her at normal. I left my glasses at home.
Well, it's live, and
It's
he has
live.
it shared on his page.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right. I just like for your job.
Yeah.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
end up sitting
So
on
are we
someone's
ready?
lap.
Yeah, I guess.
Dan, you're me now.
I can bring up that stool for you.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm gonna want to move around anyways.
Okay. All right, then, guys, let's go ahead and get going here. We're going to start the torture testing, where Wallace and I are going to do our best to break the blades that were made over the last 2 days.
Yes.
We're going to start with Wallace trying to chop this nice green, hard fire log that my daughter picked out for their destruction. And then we'll flip this around, and we have 2 equal bundles of bamboo here that we're going to try and pound it through. And then the last of the toughness test will be me attempting to baton both blades through
For that.
and usually green, difficult, hard firewood as well, with some knots in it. So, Wallace, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
I guess I'll take the first blade over here.
Who are we going with first?
Dan, you're up first. All right.
Might as well.
Make sure you wind up that safety strap.
It is my least favorite.
Oh.
Shots.
There are no favorites here.
Grab this real
We're
quick.
good.
Go.
There we go.
And what are we doing for this? 4 chops?
4 chops as hard as we can. And we're going to be looking at the edge after we're done. Make sure there's like no rolling or anything like that.
You're gonna look at it on the camera real quick, just double check.
Double check it.
Everything look good to
And how
you?
many chops are you doing?
Doing 4.
4. All
4
right.
chops. All right. Let's
Hard
do
as
it.
you can.
Hard as I can.
Woo!
Wow. 4.
All right. Let's take a look at that. What do you see there?
Not even aware. That's probably from the dark, but there's no waving. Nothing.
Oh,
I'm
Dad.
feeling glinting.
The flashlight?
Glinting.
Ooh, there we
That
go.
might help a little bit because it's kind of dark in here.
Press to get a brighter light.
There we go. Look at that. That's just
That's just scuffing
good
from the
scuffing
yeah.
from the
Yep.
bark.
I didn't feel any snags or rolls or
No.
anything like that.
Look, it's still
All right.
still a solid edge, man.
All right.
Nice.
Well done.
He took out a good chunk too.
All right.
That was from the last hit.
Yay, Dan!
Yay, Dan!
Phase 1 for Dan.
Let's go ahead and set that one back and get Scotty Claus up here.
Okay, there we go.
All right, you want to check the knife on camera first?
Yeah. Let's do this, gang.
Should have got your armor-plated vest to wear just in case.
All right.
Steve
He calls those abs.
I already told him. Already told him. I was in the downstairs
Gotcha.
when he asked.
All right.
This is
Here
a
we
heavy
go.
boy. All right, let's go. First hit.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Good chunks taken out. I'm gonna crank that light on.
Yep, you got it.
Same log.
All right.
Yeah, as I
I'm
said
just
earlier, this is
seeing-
a young log, so
Yep, I'm just seeing the goobies from the
Yeah,
Yeah,
all I'm
let's-
getting is goo from the
I don't feel anything there.
backside.
There, no.
We'll turn it over. I'm gonna turn it over real quick.
Okay, it might be from the storm. No, I think that's. I don't
I just
see
hope
any
we don't-
rolling, no catches.
I need the Wi-Fi.
Nicely done.
Hopefully it doesn't
Yeah.
fit. Since
All
it's
right.
still
Well,
running.
we still got the stat touch.
Live,
Yeah.
live stream
Live
is
stream is
frozen.
frozen. Probably because
The power flickered.
The power.
Yeah, it'll just be a sec then. If Jordan.
Catch up.
It's still running live for me.
Alright.
Okay, yeah.
So we have to roll. We have to rotate this now.
Apologize for the issues. We did have a storm here, so there is a little bit of
Oh, yeah,
a
just that chopping off.
power Wi-Fi loss situation.
Yep. So we're gonna rotate this just so we can keep facing the camera here.
Four chops.
You want to go back to dance first? You gonna
We're
do?
gonna go back to hands,
Yeah.
same order. It's the fair thing to do.
Hoping to be able to do this outside, but for once, Michigan weather was accurate.
So these are bundles, or how many?
See if we can
We're
roll
still-
it and get it out of the way, but so we can see the bamboo.
How many bundles do we? How many do we have? How much bamboo's in these bundles?
Like I went 9 or 10 pieces.
9 or 10 pieces.
Yeah.
And so we got to chop through all of these. Correct?
I was actually keeping it under so that we could.
How many strikes, or is your goal to chop through it?
How many strikes? Is it strikes, or are you trying to get through it?
No, it's strikes.
How many
The number of
strikes?
strikes is
Four, right?
4 strikes per bundle. So 4 strikes for one, and then switchblades and 4 strikes for the other.
Alright. Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
Hey, man.
Bamboo.
F your blade.
See the damage there. It sounded like gunshots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Metal saws.
How's that feel to you, Wallace?
Oh, wow. Nothing, huh?
Flip it over.
Let's flip that bad boy over.
No glinting, no rolling.
No.
Let's
This
look at
is still
the-
a solid edge.
How does
Now-
it feel in your hand when you're hitting it? Is it rolling? Are you having any?
I didn't
How does
notice
the
any-
handle feel?
I didn't notice any rolling on it. I'm actually appreciative of the dovetail because I felt it
Slide down.
slide down just a little bit and it stayed there, especially on that last hit because I felt like the last hit was my hardest hit. So
All
it did what it was supposed to do, Dan.
That's what I
Well
planned. Big swings go to the back.
Okay, let's switch blades.
You're hitting the thing with the blade. Is it better to grip the handle in the back or closer to the front? What gives you the best?
Well, I had it gripped up here.
Uh-huh.
On my last hit, it was just so hard that my hand slid back.
Yeah.
So, and that's just how it ended. And that's fine with me. As long as you have your hand on something, I think is good. Because up front, it's a lot of fine work. So when you do the batoning, I would imagine he's going to be holding it right here anyways.
So if you were to use that for an extended period of time, how would that feel?
Well, I got tiny hands. This is a hand and a half. So like I'm always going to be up here
Okay.
for a grip for me.
And is that because of control?
For control, for sure.
All right, let's switch blades.
Yeah.
And with these, we don't really care what the blade does to the wood or the bamboo. We're really just trying to see what the bamboo does to the blade. And the,
So you would say that there was a little bit of sliding
Little
in
bit
your
of sliding.
hand,
Little bit
which could be
sliding.
which could be a potential concerning thing, but
That
this
was-
is the before.
but
It was
Yeah, that was
intentional.
an intentional design.
but as far as the edge
Exactly.
and the
Do that.
construction goes, well done.
Yeah, man.
All right, Scott, you're up. You ready for this?
Oh
All
yeah.
right, Scott.
Oh yeah.
All right,
All right, here we go. Here we go.
4 strikes. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I heard something.
One more. All right, what we got?
Something
I don't think that was
tinged.
the blade.
I don't think that was the blade.
Oh, was it? No, not a pin.
No.
No,
it
no.
was the sawhorses.
Something from the
Something.
sawhorse.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
Well,
All right,
Hey, man.
let's take a look.
Forget your sawhorse.
That's okay. That's why we're here for. All right.
and that also might be the tablet.
He struck him. It froze.
It's probably just because it's the tablet. Because
Dirty.
I think Jordan-
All right. What's the other side look
Jordan's
like?
is still
Oh,
going.
is it? Okay, good.
How's the edge feel? No glinting, no rolling.
No glinting,
What?
no rolling. That's still a viable edge.
All right. Well done.
Are here.
Well done, Scott.
Yay!
I am.
I brought my fans today.
That's right.
Damn.
You should have.
So
Oh,
Now
yes.
it's the fire log
we
baton.
have to button it down. Though.
Rebutton it down. That's fine.
You have to use the tall lugs for that too, right? The other two?
For the stab.
Oh, I thought you were doing the batoning first.
We're going to do the stab first.
Oh, okay.
But do we have any more zip ties, the big ones?
There were upstairs. I just took all of them up. So.
Because, yeah, I think we'll get so we could see better. Go ahead.
So Wallace, same question. When you were hitting with that, how did the handle feel?
Oh yeah, there is no kind of rolling with that. He's got a really like kind of thick handle, which was perfect for me. Like pretty much felt like Spider-Man the way it wrapped on. I was worried earlier because he didn't have this part dialed in down further. It was a bit more fatter, and so I was really worried about my hand slipping out.
Right.
But since he took this down quite a bit, it gave just the right amount of retention that I needed, at least for my hands, and probably your hand, right? Because it's designed towards it. So like, it didn't slide anywhere or anything. It was just 4 solid hits.
I made sure I focused on that today because of the feedback yesterday.
Yeah, no,
Hey, Chuck noticed.
Yep.
good
All
plan.
right,
man.
watch out. Flip this again.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Walk it around this way. This way we can still face everybody. All right, so now let's break some points, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, so Dan, I believe you're up. So for this, I'm going to
Push it right in, take it right back out.
I'm gonna push.
No twisting, no pulling, no nothing.
Yep.
Just right in, right out.
Yep.
That's exactly how that works.
Yep, I'm just gonna wrench it.
Just the tip doesn't count.
Just yep.
Just
So,
This is what we call the Moyle test.
Ooh. Hey,
Don't cut yourself.
there you go. Let's see.
What did I do?
That was less twisting than I thought it was going to be.
Still straight.
I was trying to stir it around a little bit. Just 2 stabs.
Yeah, that end is still there.
Yep. There's no broken point.
No broken point.
It's not torqued at all
No.
here. I know that I could hear you holding your breath.
Yeah.
I thought that tip was going to break off.
So yeah, it's still intact. Well done.
Let me grab the other one.
Yes, please. Here you go. This stuff is dense too.
Yeah.
Here I can someone else is smoking me.
This is on Dad's page where he works. So shush your face. Just don't bring it up. Just don't say it.
Yes, ma'am.
Smoking me. That's what it's.
All right, you ready for this, Scott?
Yep.
I'm actually excited about this.
Yeah.
The plunger.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Ow, I keep kicking that thin leg.
All
Still
right,
there.
still there,
Wow, even with that as thin as it is.
dude.
Holy cow.
I'm glad you took off what you did.
Yeah.
Is that just the slightest little bend there?
Turn it sideways for me.
Right at the top there, like the top
I
right
think
there.
like a teeny tiny little
Just
bit.
a slight deflection,
Where's
but
that?
The tiniest
Like
little
that.
bit. I don't think it's anything
Oh,
but
yeah.
you see that right there?
I see
Right
it.
there? Yep.
Just,
Got this
just a little bit.
slightest, like 3 decimal place
Yeah.
deflection there,
That
but
can make the difference.
but but dude, that's for as fine as that tip is,
Yeah, dude.
it's strong. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Okay, so we are going to get set up next for the kill test.
Kill test.
Kill test or sharpness test?
Kill test.
Kill test.
Right.
Test.
all right. So we're gonna
I'm gonna
move
outside.
this.
Yeah.
So we're going to move this outside. Thank you,
Jordan
Dan.
or Dan,
Yeah.
somebody.
I'm covered with.
Oh, gotcha. No worries. We're going to flip this outside.
Are you doing chicken or pork first?
Let's go chicken first.
Heard.
And then we'll clean the plate
How
afterwards.
do you feel about the listening?
I was gonna do
Well,
it.
I'll wrap them.
Just take that one.
Oh, shit.
fell right into my.
Okay.
Can
I
we
wasn't
move
s-
some room off of
Yeah,
this for a second?
How did you do, Scotty?
I wasn't
Yours
sure
was
what the
really
chickens
nice.
were gonna look like.
Dan's was like, but
That's
just need
usual for Dan.
enough space
That's why I
for
wanted,
this.
You know,
Nothing but harassment. Nothing but harassment.
So I'm gonna put the fork over here. Chickens are here. Thank you very much.
Hey, guys, you're gonna be doing this with the hot box. These are actually gonna be thicker than
They are, right?
what we practiced on.
Are
Yeah,
you
we
not
definitely got a lot more in
entertained?
there, definitely.
yay!
Or chicken.
It will be delicious. Nothing goes to waste.
Yeah, you might want to move out of the splash zone there, Danathan.
Yeah, right.
You can get salmonella. You don't throw salmon.
It'll just
So
increase
this
my.
is 2 stabs and 2 strikes.
Yeah.
stabs and 2 strikes.
Which way is he striking?
Immune system.
I don't know. Ask that guy.
You got the phone.
It's not how salmonella works.
It's a battery pack.
Totally awesome.
Alright, so
Cute little chicken.
So you're
Dan-
striking out.
so we're gonna perform 2 stab tests here,
Hey, just throw that on the ground.
and then we're going
You don't need
to
it,
perform
that's
2 cuts. Okay. And this is about what your blade does to the chicken.
All right, give me 1 second to get a good angle.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to do with this one? What is the
Just show how it goes through like organic. It's a kill test, so we're
Okay.
looking at how it goes through like flesh and meat and bone. Bone, I'm looking for it to cleave meat cleanly, not tear or lacerate.
okay?
The point is more kind of like for the thrust. How does it go through the flesh? Does it get caught in bone? Does it separate the bone? Does it break the bone? Stuff like that. And it's for dramatic effect.
Right.
Okay, so ready? And these are free hanging too, so you know the point doesn't need to be sharp.
Yeah, they are.
Work.
They are connected by zip ties.
And we have the turret
And
down so
nothing.
that we can actually take the chicken afterwards, clean it up, and then cook it and eat it. So.
As long as it doesn't go shooting on the floor somewhere.
You just rinse it off.
Would you like?
I was
All
like,
right,
oh.
so here we
Nothing
go.
like
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Ooh,
Oh.
that's quite a bit of a push.
Yeah.
A little bit of a push. Wow, those got pretty deep though.
Yeah, so yeah, we actually got right
I got
into
in
there.
there.
Yep, and that's just letting it settle through. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
That got into the full swedge. And the full
Actually-
swedge should be.
Actually, and it came out on the other side on one of them.
Yep. So we've actually got right back here.
Oh, yeah.
Nice
job,
work.
good
Okay.
job.
So 2 stab tests now. Let's.
A towel
Hey, Chucky,
to
can you
wipe
help me
these
out
off
on that,
with.
please?
All right, we're gonna go for a leg and a wing here.
Quarters, right? It's gonna.
Oh.
Look at that.
You might wanna.
Yeah. Ooh, wait.
Wallace has to say, "Come over here."
I mean, he's got that strapped to his wrist.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the knife. I'm worried about the.
Chicken's gonna
Oh!
Where did it go? Oh, it's still there.
There's a piece over there.
Oh, there's a tiny bit over
Got a
there.
drumstick.
All right, so
Wow.
Honey,
I think
feel
it
about
can be.
can I get the flashlight?
Yep.
All right, so what we're looking at here is that it actually feels like it cut the bone, not broke it. And we got some good, clean cuts in there. Look at that. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, it definitely cut.
Look at that. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Right
Yep.
here.
So really, really well done. I'm not seeing any glinting on the
this.
blade.
Lego. Can you bring that over here, or Dan? Sorry, you see right here.
Yeah.
Really nice, right through the bone, and then through the bone right
Yeah.
top, right over on
So-
that side too.
Nice work. Really nice work.
Good job, Ian.
And we're gonna have to go clean this. We're gonna have to clean this one off.
Yep.
I got it.
Gotta be a thing down.
All right.
Let's see. I think Jordan just went. I just had Jordan, or just said something. So
All right. Can you grab some wipes when you're up there too?
he's already up there, but you can go up and get it if you
So we're
want.
gonna go ahead and get this one off. Or would you like me to put this
Wipes.
Here?
Wipes? You got wipes?
Just stick it into the same container.
All right.
Can I get one of those?
Okay, I need
We're gonna get you the wet wipe too.
Anyone.
Look at the blood. So, how does the knife look after cleaning it off?
Like new.
Give him one as well. Oh, can't reach it.
Even a little wet
No
for you.
worries.
Yep.
Well, you can just dry it off real fast.
Yeah, this is. I got more than I need here. There we go. I just wanted to clean my hands up real quick.
And the blade's still intact? No
The blade is still intact. The edge was
Here you go,
great.
sir.
There's no rolling
Dry
or
it off.
glinting. Really well done.
How's your edge feel, Dan?
So how do
Here,
you
let me
feel
take it
about
outside.
Could be sharper.
Let me take it outside real quick.
Oh, sorry. You're right.
I can't. It's just too dark in here.
There we go. I think that would cleave some real pork loins off some people if they had to. A little bit. So.
Yeah, I don't see. I think I think it's perfect. Perfect, Dan. It's perfect.
We can't use that, trademark infringement at all.
It
will murder.
All right, so that's about that, right? Which is what I'm looking for.
We don't make murder knives. Remember, we make
Protection knives.
Protection.
Okay, so let's get.
It will protect.
All right, here we go, Scott. You ready?
Oh yeah.
Hey, here we go.
So we're gonna start with 2 stabs. Have the wrist strap on this.
Chug?
Yeah.
Can I have a breast, please?
You have a breast. 1 chicken booby coming up.
I think it wet itself.
Wow.
You know what that is?
There's that fine tip for you. Just the tip.
Dove right in, didn't it? Didn't bounce.
Let's go there.
Oof.
I was trying not to get the same spot.
Come back on the other side.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to here. Okay, here we go. Ooh, that went out the other side too. Yeah, here we go. You might get a leg right away. All right, guys, here we go.
The zip ties.
Nope.
You're good.
All right, let's try that again here.
A little bit lower.
Yep. There's your booby.
That's a leg.
Oh, it is?
What's
All
got
right, now for the back cut.
How does that make it any more a boob?
That is not for anything. That's not a booster I've ever seen before.
There's a little bit of your boob for you.
There you go. Just a little off the top. All right, so here's a paper towel.
All those look real clean.
Cool. So let's go ahead and just wipe this off so we can take a look at the edge here.
Can we take it outside?
Yep,
It's
yep,
too
yep.
dark in here for me to be able to see.
Oh, good. Let me have that.
Try
Thank
not
you.
against the green.
Okay, so let's take a look here.
Nothing.
Nothing. No glinting. No edge reduction.
They're straight. They're straight. They're not torn. I mean, there's like one little tear, but these are all like right through.
All right, Scott. There's no edge reduction. There is no glinting. Just as sharp as before. Really well done. Really well done. And so this is now cleaned off, ready for the other meat test.
Other meat test.
So if you want to put that down, I'll go ahead and get that hung up for you.
Oh yeah.
That one's a heavy boy.
The swines.
Dude, that is insane.
So
Okay.
There's a little bit of chicken on the floor right there.
that is the pig.
Yeah, one of the wings.
Okay.
I can't. I have my hands full.
That's okay.
Jordan, you want to grab the?
I'm gonna grab one of them if you can just grab the bucket. All right. So
This is gonna be a. Don't waste too much time.
Yep.
Because
Yeah,
They are
these
heavy.
These are a beast.
heavy.
You might
Do
get
you want to set it down while he's? I just don't want it to tear too much.
they're thawed out. Jump.
Leave it long for me. I'll zip it up too.
They better be.
That's right. Perfect. That okay.
These are going to be some beasts. So,
A thick piece of meat.
2 stabs, 2 strikes.
yep, same thing as before. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up to neck height.
Okay.
Lori asked what
There you go.
what do they mean by rolling the blade?
So
Rolling
the
the
edge
edge,
like this,
or yeah.
the edge is like this when it's sharp, and through impact and such, it can actually kind of roll over or glint or even crack or get divots taken out of it. So that's what we're kind of looking at is how is the edge being affected, because that's what cuts on a blade. How is the edge being affected by the impact it's taking, whether it's meat or wood or other materials?
Bone that's somewhere in the middle there.
Okay.
Which is the
Thank you
bad
for that
thing.
question, Lori.
Yeah.
Bone right there.
Hopefully that helps.
All right, let's go.
All right, I guess I'll face this way.
So it's 2 stabs and 2
stabs
slices.
and 2
Yeah.
slices. And we'll see if we can find some ribs, I guess. So,
Oh!
Zip tie broke.
zip tie broke.
That's okay. We'll get another zip tie.
That went in there
Doesn't
pretty
even look like
easily.
it broke.
I was gonna
I think
see.
this came
It
out.
just came out.
Oh yeah.
Look.
You could pick it back up and just zip it back
Oh,
together.
yeah, you're right. We got the
Why
cup.
don't you just have Chuck hold it?
Wait, wait.
You need to put it on the.
Ah.
Put it on the.
We gotta get it
Oh.
on.
All right.
That went through, I think.
Pull that one out for me, please.
Excuse me, sir.
And we're just
Around
gonna
you?
do this.
Problem solved.
And we have a little bit of a leader on it this time. It was just too close last time.
That went all the way up to here.
Woo!
There was.
Where was?
It's gone all the way up.
Mhm. The
Oh,
bone is all right here and right
Yeah, it
here.
went all the way
So
through.
All right, there you go.
And that slid through like butter. There was nothing to it.
That was one stab. This one should be better.
Should I go to the other side? Or?
Yeah,
whichever side. That other side is
No, go the
skin.
other, go the other side.
Do
This
this-
side, Wallace. You did that side already.
Yeah.
Obviously, you missed the bone.
I'm a little bit higher for the bone.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, hit the bone that
Hit the bone
time.
that
Oh,
time.
that time.
Let's stop. Boop, boop, boop. Stop moving. Let's see where it hit. Oh, this is it right here. Boop. Stop
All
right
right.
there. Boom. Okay.
How'd that, we'll go through the
Well,
cuts and stuff, then we'll look
yeah.
at it. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
And
clear.
slice.
Yep.
So,
Ooh.
ooh.
Nice.
Okay.
I was to say, go ahead and stop her.
Okay, hold on, Wallace. Hold on. There you go.
There we go. And we'll do.
Ooh.
Yeah, there
Oh, dude.
I'm going this
Oh my
way.
God!
Three
Look
cuts.
at that!
Got some bacon for you,
we
bro.
go. Straight,
Look at that one.
Look at that.
no tearing,
Oh, that is a
nothing.
very nice slice.
All right, how's the tip look where I hit the bone and such?
Probably not the thing to.
To me.
Looks like it's still intact, but it looks like it wanted to.
Just a tiny little.
Tiniest
Yeah,
bit.
you can tell on the actual edge part of it. There's like
Oh yeah.
The edge.
That's a roll.
And
There's
then,
a
like-
little roll to the
Okay.
right
side
there.
right there.
That's kind of stuff we look for.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Teeniest, tiniest little thing.
Well done, Dan.
Yeah.
Well
There
done.
we go.
Okay.
So try to stab the bone again this time.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'll tell you the bone in this one is relatively in the same spot.
Good
Okay.
job, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Yay!
Wallace.
So, just for the masses out there, we are cleaning the blades very thoroughly between the meats.
Yes.
So, no cross contamination.
Oh, there's a bone right there.
Bone right here.
Let's try and hit the bone again.
Bone right here. So, I mean, the first one you didn't go through bone, but
No.
so.
Okay, 2 stabs, 2
Two
slices.
stabs, 2 slices.
Here we go.
I don't.
Okay, so good.
Ooh,
Right.
I think I might have missed
missed
one.
it. I think you went in between the two of
I think
them.
I did.
Okay.
One.
Second
Little
stab.
bit lower.
A little lower.
Oh,
There you go.
Ah.
There it is.
All right, 2 slices.
Decapitated it.
The
Dude,
top
that-
one.
That one went all the way through.
That was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Same
And this one, yep, this one hit the bone.
Right
Yep,
here.
right at the bone.
All right. So your first slice.
Yep.
Holy cow.
Nice.
Good.
Disco dance party.
Look at that. Okay, second slice.
Dan, you're not allowed to throw balls off by giving them a t-shirt.
Oh!
That was a good hit. That was a solid hit.
Dude, that was all cut.
It has to say no tearing.
That it actually continued through
No.
here.
It did not hit bone.
No, but you actually got the first cut was right here, and the second one went right through that into this. Even.
Beautiful.
So, well done.
Yeah.
How do we feel about the blade?
Oh my gosh. So like, both this blade for sure.
Can I see the tip? For
Yes,
just a
ma'am.
sec?
It's definitely meant for chopping and stuff. It slid through that
That's
like
good.
butter. It slid right through, no resistance. It took the bone actually quite well because I heard it. Yeah, I know you guys heard it. I even felt it too as soon as I hit that bone, and I'm not seeing any kind of rolling actually in comparison to the one that we did earlier. Can I see your flashlight?
Hey, Jordan, can I have you put those back into the fridge, please? And then I'll take care of them in a little bit. I just don't want them to be left
All right,
out.
so let's go ahead and get set up for the sharpness test. Get the blades cleaned up.
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
your edge is still intact.
Okay, let's see which one's next here. Is it pool noodles or is it water bottles? Might as well just do pool noodles because those are quick to set up.
Pool noodles?
Pool noodles, yep. And that's yours, I believe.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Oops, sorry, love.
Nothing. I was like, sure.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's blast.
Okay, both blades all set, cleaned up, wise? Perfect. Okay, so,
Who's next?
here's set. We'll go ahead and get going.
Couldn't find a wild goat or wild boar. No, we could not find a wild goat or a wild boar. We tried to take one of the children from next door, Steve, but they wouldn't let us. So
We had 2 deer, but they didn't want to sign up and volunteer yesterday. Remember the deer in the next door neighbor's yard yesterday? Yeah.
all right. So the intention of this.
Yep,
Tell me
so-
about this test. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so with the pool noodles, they're super, super lightweight. So you're relying on the edge, or it's just going to push them, right? So we're going to do 4 cuts, and we're going to see how cleanly it cuts versus how far it tries to fly.
Can you keep an eye on the comments, please?
So one
Right, sir.
and these are, I think we have
Just
5
let me.
Seems like the safest way to do that.
Yeah.
pool noodles, I believe.
Do we have paper towels?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where they ended up.
There.
Jesus.
I just had one.
So how do you guys feel about the tests thus far?
Oh, they're fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Both doing great.
Mhm.
Yes.
I think they've been
And
saying since the very beginning it's going to be fit and finish. That's
You
really
gotta
what it's going
decide
to
if
come
you
down
want swing
to.
that from
I'm gonna say from the back
or the
end.
front.
We're gonna do it from the back
hold
end.
my
We
phone
do it from
now.
the back end. All right.
Yeah.
All right, and how many?
We have
4 total.
4 total.
Heard.
We got 1 noodle, right? Or no, we got 2.
Yep, that's it. Yep.
All right.
So chop it up.
Ooh.
Oh!
Made it through 3 of the 5. And,
And then it tore.
Pulled out.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll just we'll re-engineer that again real quick. There we go. That's yesterday. They didn't pull out at all.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We only had 3 yesterday.
All right.
Yeah. Do you have a blade on you? What a question to ask.
Now I need to go through. Actually, you know what? I can do that.
That's a ridiculous question.
I should have had everyone hand me a blade at that point. I'm very disappointed.
Well, it's just funny because Wallace has that big one and that big one. Does anybody have a blade?
Nope. No.
Yeah. I know you don't have a blade.
I've got a winner.
All right, so hopefully
3 more slices.
3 more slices.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna step forward, and I'm just gonna do a back cut. So here.
All right, that's
Nice.
2.
2. So, I'll do a back cut again. That way it doesn't fly at anybody.
Forward the other side.
Yeah, just come out from the other.
That's why I'm hiding behind a
Forward
pole.
thinking. Here. So,
Oh,
Nice.
Nice.
that was pretty much all.
One more.
Hold on one second. Let me put these back up. Since we are.
forget your lights. One more?
Yep.
This is the last one.
One more. Yep. Clear.
And
Nice. All
there
right.
we go. Woo! Missed those ones, but
Yep. So we made it through 3 of the 5 on most of the cuts. It looks like. This one was more of a tear here.
yeah. Looked like it bit in and
Yeah.
See.
But look at the clean cuts on these.
yeah,
We got some really clean cuts on
really
these.
clean
Yep.
cuts.
Ooh, nice, nice.
Boop boop.
And this is
And
little.
it's
Yeah.
tore off at force probably, but that was
Overall, I'd say it's well cut.
good cut.
Well done.
Yeah,
That's all I wanted to hear.
Well done.
And the cool thing is,
I'm not gonna screw with that. I don't care. Not my job.
this
Alright.
man,
So let's go ahead and swap this out.
Doodle 2,
Noodle 2. For the Santa Claus.
bam! Santa Claus special. Thank you, sir.
Nothing.
Same thing again.
So 2 back, 2 front. Follow through.
Oh, something moved. Chop through. One.
Got into this one
Into
and
that
slid
one.
into that one. All right.
That's through.
Back way
Looks like
through
this
though.
might be closer than I thought.
Could
it was
be a
gonna
question of sharpness.
Yeah.
So I'll just do the back side.
Yep. Let's take a look. Got through 2 here, into the halfway through the 3rd one.
Yep.
You come around here one. Do the next 4 cut.
Before I let mom through
Yep.
first, obviously.
Yeah.
Just swing it wildly.
Tosh, duck as you come through.
I guess it depends. What's your life insurance? That too.
Okay, yeah, please don't.
No, we have to kill Dad first,
Just a
actually.
little off the top. All right.
So here we go.
Oh!
That was a good one.
That one
There
gave
we
it a
go.
little bit of an angle.
Last
There
cut.
we go.
Last cut. One more back cut, which you might want to come around here for.
Sorry, Kieran.
You're fine. I'm hiding behind a pole. I'm safe from pool noodles.
So, that's one
Nice.
piece off.
All right, that was a clean cut.
That one there. That one there. This one did not hit.
But we got all through all 5 here, and it was
Yeah.
a relative. Look, from right here, this is the cut surface.
Yeah.
That was a good clean cut. And these were from the first ones. We went through 3, 2.5, 3.
And then this
Yep,
was one
and
of
that
the
one's
first
clipped too. Yep.
ones.
So, yeah, it will cut.
How you
Well done.
judging that, Chuck? On one, I know you're taking 4 cuts, but are you judging the best cut of the 4?
No, we're actually judging how well it goes through because it gets lighter as it gets cut.
Yep.
So we're really relying
Dan?
on the edge of the blade, and we're looking at, like you can tell
This is
right
gonna be
here,
moved out
we got through
for the
so
water
far, and
bottles.
then it was
Do
more
you want to
like
help
tear.
move this out?
But we got good clean all the way through on this one, so it will
Nope,
cut.
I can't do this with one hand. I lied. Can you help pull this over?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the last test.
This is the last test. Yep.
Sorry.
And this one I'm doing.
Last rest, and then it's deliberation.
And then it's deliberation.
Right there.
So this is gonna be like front row in a water ride
Over here.
Oh yes.
for everyone.
Splash zone.
Rain suit.
Splash zone.
Rain suits.
Splash. Splash.
Just think,
Good
what
job,
was it, the
Bobby.
Sludge-O-Matic?
This is Pledge-O-Matic. That's right.
I'll take these. I'm just going to throw them in the chair Dan was sitting
10
in.
each. There should be room for.
Yeah.
and-
Wait, we did
Did you label those?
Yeah, which ones are the ones that Scott made for Dan, right?
That's right.
Or Dan made for Scott?
How many?
These are the frozen ones.
We should have 10.
I know. I'm putting them
Okay,
in the
gotcha.
chairs so that they're not in the
We
way.
did not number them yet. I don't think we need to. Yeah, sure. Yeah. We're just gonna do one cut.
You're not gonna wanna.
Wait,
So we still have 10
I
down
don't want to be
there.
anybody's way.
You're good.
We still have 10 down there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
12, right? Two guys-
12.
two guys go up
12 for
there?
him.
Two more gotta go up there?
Two more.
Yes, 12 for him, 8 for you.
Yeah.
Which way are you swinging, Dan?
This way.
Okay.
Towards the
I'm swinging southpaw.
Towards the pool, y'all.
All right. I'm actually gonna come over this way because I'm gonna get wet no matter what. But
Okay, so 10 water balls filled with water. We did 5 yesterday, very successfully. So this will be interesting. And we're looking at the sharpness again.
So.
And this is Dan on his mic.
Yep.
And this is the last test for today.
Jonathan!
yeah, if you want, it's fine with me. It's hard for me to hold it.
Okay.
Like,
Ready?
how's that look? You're centered in.
Nope.
You hit
There
him.
you go.
This is not broken.
That's not broken.
I heard you skate.
And that was a solid hit.
Something broke.
Did we get any of them?
Well, you gotta think.
Oh.
There's
Oh,
one.
there's one.
Yep, we got through. I got deep enough.
That was the first one.
Yeah.
I think the one bottle knocked the other one over.
But you gotta think too. When we did this, when we tested the other day, we
So,
used the
We
bushcraft
only got
beastie.
through one.
We only got
And
through
we
one.
You know what?
did it.
I'm willing, if you guys are okay with it, I'm willing to try one more.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do another test.
I think that first bottle kind of knocked him over.
It sounded like you hit the thing.
Well, I hit
Yeah.
this, but it was on the run. Otherwise, I wouldn't have cut.
Chuck's martial arts in action.
I know I'm deep enough here.
That's what she said.
Oh, that definitely went through something.
That went through all of. I didn't go through necessarily, but definitely moved all
Not
of
that
them.
That
one.
was the first one.
Not that one.
Yeah.
Not this one. There was
This one.
one that was already broken. So we got one.
Okay.
That was
got
the
one?
first one that was broken, I think.
Okay. Well, that was a double try. And it was a fair test.
And there are 3 more that are full up here.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so
So
we got the first one cut.
Well, the other day we used the bushcraft beastie.
Yep, those are my
And
blades.
there were 3
Yeah.
blades.
Yeah,
And
and
we
they were
used
in
the
their bottles.
water bottles.
Those are yeah, those are.
Those are going to be a lot bigger.
Yeah. Yep. We made this a tougher test.
Yeah.
Now I'd like to see
So I
slicing
get-
of tomatoes.
My favorite to try.
See how,
Yes, you
how
will.
finessey it can be.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and line this up again,
Just set that over
and
there
we're gonna
somewhere.
set up for.
Thank you.
So with Dan blade, we made it the cut in the first one, but it pushed the rest. So now we're gonna try Scott's blade here.
And why do you suppose the it hit it rather than cut through it?
Maybe the edge is not quite as honed now.
After
It was a good solid hit. We tried twice.
I'm good now.
So
I don't need to look at it.
These bottles.
I just want to make sure it doesn't go out.
Pop bottles
Yes, ma'am.
versus the water bottles we were using yesterday.
Touching it.
So these are tougher, but still it's a sharpness test. So
Yes,
we
ma'am.
do what we gotta do.
Don't stand so close to me.
Okay. All right, so Scotty Claus, are you ready, sir?
Yeah.
I leave
All
it to
right.
Jesus, the God, and the Holy Spirit.
It's a priest though.
Oh.
All right, let's
1, 2.
set.
As long as you can strike through one, you're tied up.
Okay, the first one is
1, 2, 3, 4.
One of these guys are gonna
All right, so
Behind the pool. 1, 2,
the green one is over
3.
here.
That's
somewhere.
Nothing
6,
there.
7,
Nothing
8,
there.
9. We're missing 1, Mom. It's back there.
All right, so this one,
Not a thing.
this one, yep. So we're gonna go one more round with this, just like we did with Dan.
Yeah.
Just squeezing them.
Where's
Yep, that's what I was
Dan's
doing too.
opened up?
It's
Dan-
out in the out there.
Yeah.
Retired.
Okay.
All right.
No, that's a clear one, right? Oh yeah, definitely a spray. Green top.
Okay.
Good, we're back to center.
Here we go. Take two.
Hey, Scott. Slice through it.
Apparently these are armor-plated bottles.
Right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, this pop bottles are going to be
Yeah. It's because we keep buying
But
that.
our
I want to try one out.
We keep buying, getting this Chinese steel. That's
All right, so there's no damage. It just didn't want to cut through these water bottles.
Yeah.
8,
But there's no
9.
damage to the blade.
We're missing one.
Yeah.
There. It's right there.
I got it.
It's empty.
All right, so Dan, do you want to give it a go?
I want to give it a go.
All right.
Do you want to do our like
I think
thing of our tests and then we can come back and do
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Do we want to do our thing
Our wrap
first?
up first.
Yeah, and
so
then
let's go ahead and wrap this up, and then we'll come back and play. Okay.
I want to do
Yeah.
the
I
deliberation.
want to do this while you guys do deliberation.
We need the knife to do the
Sorry.
deliberation.
You'll have to wait.
It'll only be a couple of
You'll have
minutes.
to wait just a little longer.
I don't want to be without.
Gotta let go of the baby for a minute.
I'll take
All right.
it for a moment.
All right, we want to go downstairs.
So we're gonna come on. Guys, we'll be right back.
Bum, bum, bum. No peeking. Yeah, we gotta make the decision on who the winner is, but not put it on camera because they're up there.
Yeah.
They're up there watching. Wallace, your phone is still there.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so
They really, literally did perform
They put it on today.
equally well. And just wipe
let's
these off.
see. You know what? I'm gonna take this out of the wobbly.
Hit those bottles
There we
and
go.
stuff. Let's see
Yeah.
if there's any kind of
I'm looking in the
extra
light,
holes and stuff.
and
I'm not seeing any chips or anything.
it's not as sharp as when we first started. When I first checked,
Yeah.
it's not as sharp. It's not rolled or glinting,
No.
but it's simply not as sharp as when we first checked it before we did any of the testing.
And it definitely seems like it was pushing at the end of the
Yeah,
last
I
test.
actually, it actually
And
hit
then
my
not-
arm, and I actually felt it. I mean, it definitely. I felt
Right
my
in the bicep?
bicep.
Let's
Yep,
see
yep.
real quick. Let me get some of
Yeah.
this edge
They-
still.
They still have an edge,
Yeah.
but it's not,
Not
the
the
edge
edge
they
had
started
earlier.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was going to happen anyways,
Yeah,
right? Since
yep.
we did the toughness test first.
Yep. And actually, I didn't baton it, so they got away with that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what-
we
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
No batoning. Scott got away.
Scott got away with it.
So
where did it
this up here,
We could go back to the tonic. That's the only.
the only I think damage that was done to either of the knives, other than the wear on the
go? Well,
edge.
Scott's tip got torqued just a little bit to the
And his-
left there.
And so, and then
So
his
his-
got chipped.
to the
Actually,
So
it chipped and
yeah.
yeah.
So literally,
So they're
they
about
they
dead
performed
even.
dead even.
Almost.
Yeah. If I look at things, the thing is that like I feel like I liked this handle. This handle is very comfortable for me. It was actually more comfortable for me to wield than Dan's at the moment because Dan's I felt like would slide a little bit.
Mhm.
Whether it was designed that way or not, that's not something that I'm as comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
I get why he did it. It's not something that I'm partial to personally, and that's a me thing. But like with Scott, like this is pretty rough in here. Now we're getting nitpicky,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this is pretty rough in here. But he lined up everything on the book matching really well. He did 2 different color liners.
He hit all the requirements.
Yep, he did
Yeah.
all the requirements. Dan, on the other hand, as Dan usually does, went beyond that in
Looks
terms
like
of.
that was
Starting
I feel like
to
it's starting
split.
to split a little bit more now that it's been getting some use.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
me.
I don't remember that gap. I
don't remember that gap
feeling
being like that, yeah.
So we have a little bit of. It looks like it loosened up a little bit, but he's got so many pins in there.
There's such a
Yeah.
mechanical connection.
Yeah, that handle is never coming off.
He barely got it on. So
yeah. But he did.
yeah.
And he actually used one of his own resins, and he used ironwood just to spite me. But yeah, it really is that close, Kira.
All right. Well,
Do we know
Wallace.
Which blade was it? The one that cut through all the way on the sharpness test the first time? Was it?
You were talking about the pool noodles?
You did
noodles.
Dan's first, and
Dan's
then
first, right.
and then Scott's second.
Scott-
Scott's
So-
bisected the bottom off on that one cut.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
So Wallace, how do you feel? Dad did a lot of. How do you feel about the blades and how they performed?
I think they're. I don't want to say they're dead even, but they kind of are, right? They both handled the toughness test really well because we knew these guys were pretty dead set on their chopping.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like that was where a lot of the focus was at on making sure that it could chop and slice. When it came down to them doing the distal tapers, obviously they wanted to move that weight back, and they needed to. But the edge, the tip, right,
On both of them.
had some kind of movement to it.
Let's look at this from a test perspective then. Toughness test. How do you feel? How do you feel Dan's played the toughness test?
Well, I just don't want to make any. As I say, don't make any because I'm gonna.
Yep, no, I
and
know.
then that way
Yeah,
they
yeah,
don't find
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So
Dan's blade on the toughness test, what I felt was really good. I used this part first, chopped down. I didn't have any reverberation up through my arm or anything like that. I wasn't really necessarily worried about it disappearing out of my hand. So I would on his
And
his
Scott's
was
now?
Scott's on the same level. We knew I was going to do pretty well on the chopping. I was really worried about his handle in the beginning. He went back and touched that. I didn't have any worry at all. I was actually more worried with this one because of the length of the handle than this one. Even though we have that dove's tail for the retention, I definitely do feel like the longer grip helped me on a backhand slice.
Okay, so we moved on to the kill test then.
Yep.
Okay. So for the kill test, they both the chickens, they performed very well. I feel like Scott's got a slightly better cut on cut. I think it was a 3 or 4. I think we cleaved a little bit more with Scott's blade than we did with Dan's on that. But once again, they both performed really well. Sharpness test, the water bottle cut.
Dan's was the first one to make it through something.
Dan's was the only one to make it through.
So Dan was the only one, and I know that we got deep enough on the blade with that.
And we saw all the blades go, or all the bottles go flying
exactly.
in one direction. So it wasn't like.
And bonus to him because he did hand sharpen himself with his the thing with his stone and stuff.
The pool noodle. How do you feel about that one?
The pool noodle.
Hey, you missed the whole thing. Jamie's here. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, pool noodle. I felt it went really well. It did break on that first down one, right? And that would have been Dan's. It broke on that one.
That was the blade hanging up and pulling.
Yep. So yeah, because it got stuck.
So
But
back to 6 of one, half dozen of another.
this one though, at least I'm pretty sure that was my backhand cut.
That cut the whole bottom
That
off.
cut that whole bottom
All
off.
through all 5.
All through all 5. So I think you got to give it to that one.
So what is
On
was
the
a
cut.
plus one plus one.
Plus one for
You
sure.
know, so we're back to the middle.
It's
we'll
back
go
to
back to the
fit.
kill
It's
test.
back to like we were saying. It's
Fit,
coming down to
right?
fit and finish.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
even
So,
with the pork on both of them, they both cut very nicely.
Okay.
It was like
So,
cutting through butter.
before you
both of them.
guys make a decision on which one you want, just let me know. I don't want you to say anything.
Yeah,
I'm going
yeah,
to cover the camera
Yeah.
and have you pick up the one that you have chosen as the winner.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
So, do you want me to leave for just a second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you leave for
Cool.
just a second?
Cool. I don't want anybody to hear anything. So, call me back when you guys made the choice. I can't open the door. I'm stuck, guys. I'm stuck. I can't operate a door handle. Deliberating. Did you see Jamie just got here?
Yeah.
Obviously, he had to walk past all of you.
Told me so.
Yeah, good for him. Or good for you. Are you worried, Dan?
Dan.
Scott. Or not Dan.
Dan,
Scott.
you worried?
Dan? Where are you?
I'm not worried.
Oh.
Dan should be worried.
Yeah. Oh, how did you feel you performed overall in the tests?
Good.
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 You happy with the outcome so far?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Come hither. So, how do you feel you performed on your test?
Well, I think I could have swung it better, but
Yeah, well, you're not a judge, so. Is there anything?
I think so. My intention with the handle is that you could choke up on it for more refined movements, and you could slide down it for more swinging, like chopping stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they used it that way. They choked up on it the whole time. So that's just something for me to know, that like I may have a particular intention in mind as far as how I think it's going to be used, but the user may not have that same intention in mind.
Well, Scott did make it a point to go over multiple times and hand Wallace the blade.
Well,
and
what happened was that probably an hour into yesterday, I had committed to that handle design.
Yeah.
So there was not. I didn't feel like there was a whole lot I could do to change things on the fly like that, and I just kind of committed to it at that point.
I mean, you did do a lot of figuring out things, like this plan went wrong, your handle ended up upside down, the pins were, so I mean, you had multiple like trials that you overcame.
So my intention was to put the ironwood as like a pommel almost, and it didn't fit width-wise, so I had to put it towards the front instead of towards the back.
And then you had a little knob.
And then I had a little knob, and I just had to take that off, which didn't seem to affect much. But yeah, so I'm glad the dovetail worked as I kind of intended it to work, as a catch if the hand slid down. But yeah,
because if you shorten the handle, then you wouldn't have had to
hand it in half. Yeah.
Right. Because you already committed to that.
Are they done deliberating yet?
Nope, not yet.
Not yet.
I'm just interviewing the Smiths.
You're okay.
So, was there any test that you were particularly like disappointed with the way that it turned out,
No,
or were you surprised by?
I was particularly worried about the toughness tests, and I think I would have made, in retrospect, I would have done a much more.
Are we ready? Give me just 1 second, and I'll be right down.
I would have made a much more acute angle for a cutting edge. My cutting edge was pretty obtuse, and I would have done it a little bit more acute. But I was worried about the toughness stuff. So,
anything you'd like to add?
I intentionally did a mold like that.
Did you?
To do that?
Yeah.
That was intentional.
Yeah.
So it would go in.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, my edge was much thicker than I thought it was going to be.
anything else before I go?
Nope.
No? All right. I will be back. All righty. So, have you guys come to a unanimous decision?
It was tough, but we have.
Okay, give me just a second. I figure I'll just set it down. You can show me just for like, you know, I don't know. And then, so pick up the knife that you guys have chosen as the winner. Awesome. Okay, we're both in agreement.
We're both in concurrence.
All right, you guys want to grab them both?
Mm-hmm.
And go right ahead. You can go out and announce the winner.
Okay.
Wallace, did you want your phone?
Oh, sure.
Ah. Excuse me.
You can both tell them like what the choice was, or whatever, how it, you know, why.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
So after quite a bit of deliberation back and forth, it really literally came down to fit and finish
Well,
and
we
just
said it would, right?
personal, you know, things we liked about it. We went through each test individually. You both performed well on all the tests. Some of them, one performed slightly better than the other, and then other tests, the other performed slightly better than the one. So, and we're talking like 51-49 here, okay?
Yeah.
But the winner today is Scott.
Yay!
And
Yay!
well done.
What did he win?
So
what it came, he wins kudos. But what it came down
He wins
to,
bragging rights over Dan.
what it came down to for me was the comfort in the grip.
Yep.
And how it moved and the balance and things like that. That's really what was for me was the ergonomics on the grip, which everyone knows that that's one of my big things. It was just really well done, sir.
Thank you.
Yay!
And yours performed so well. You took a bunch of chances, as is your style,
Right.
And
But-
for that, I applaud you.
I
It
got
did have
bonus
winner
points
written
for
on the bid. It's been
Absolutely.
It's been manifested. The whole him writing winner on the blade manifested its first place.
Yep, but really what for me was that I felt like this slipped on me.
Right.
And that was,
Yeah.
and we
Lori
have to
says, "Congrats,
Here's the
Scott."
trophy.
So if you guys want to kind of play around a little
Oh,
bit.
I'm going to play around.
Yeah.
Do we want
So,
to?
guys, everyone out there with the tribe, thank you so much for tuning in to this edition of Forged in Fire Rites of Passage.
Scooch in a little closer,
It's
guys.
inspired by Forged in Fire here. And honestly, I love the show. It's done a lot for the bladesmithing industry. That's why we were inspired by it,
Yeah.
and it's one of the things that we do with our group here. So thank you all for paying attention and tuning in and supporting.
Oh, Phoenix Abrasives.
All
Yes.
Phoenix Abrasives for helping
Yep.
us out with the belts.
Yep.
All the people who support us and tune in and watch. Have a
Muskoka
great
Turner.
rest of your Memorial Day weekend.
Muskoka Turner.
Muskoka Turner John, thank you. We put your handle materials to good use today.
Good to the test.
And I'm sure I'm forgetting people, but have a great rest of your Memorial Day weekend and stay bladed.
Stay bladed.
Stay bladed, friends.
See you guys.
Say bye.
Hey.
Congrats, Scott.
That's
Awesome.
Congratulations.